Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Drawing Down the Stars. I'm Snappy, and thank you for joining me for our live tarot session today, September 6th, 2024. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. And let's start out by giving a shout out to everyone here in the chat. Great to see you, Gandhi. Much love, Exit 101. Good to see you, Isaac. Much love, Valerie. Amazing. Good to see you, Christy. Much love, Johnny. Geronimo, great to see you. Nikosmas, good evening. Much love, everyone. Thank you guys for being here bright and early. All right, let's start today's session. Oh, Artemission, great to see you. Much love. Let's start today by talking a bit about our astrology. So we're right here on the tail end of our moon in Libra. The moon is actually going to transition into Scorpio tonight around 1 a.m. So actually early morning, but late tonight, early morning, 1 a.m. We'll be moving into Scorpio, right? So we'll be moving from this joyous, bountiful, outgoing, connected, communal energy of Libra, which seeks that balance and harmony and engagement, into that harsh, self-reflective, self-critical, transformative energy of Scorpio. You know, this is a beautiful moment. And this is a moment where we can take that outgoing energy and say one last big hurrah, give a big hug as we prepare to be into this powerful transformational energy, right? Scorpio is that profound ability to engage and transform. This is a time with the Scorpio moon to cut ties, right? If you need to do what's necessary, the hard work, to be critical in that emotional sense. Usually we can't think and be clear with our emotions, but with Scorpio, we are very clear. So take this time under the Libra moon as we move into that Scorpio energy to really think about this transition from that outgoing, understanding energy and seeing yourself reflected in community to going, okay, now how can I transform and be even more engaged in community? How can I be even more, in motion and in flow with the universe? What do I need to do? Right? And accept the outcome, right? Scorpio is able and prepared to do what is necessary. But maybe nothing harsh is necessary, right? Trust your intuition and always seek love. So let's talk a little bit about the title today. When I was meditating on the cards and I was thinking about what to call this episode, I drew the Princess of Discs. And I thought this so fortunate. We had seen the Princess of Cups a couple days ago. Yesterday, we saw the Princess of Swords. And today, we see the Princess of Discs. And it's that beautiful child divine energy. And this time, we're in the reality, in the physical, right? Embodied. And that's that earthiness of earth, that Dianic energy, right on the cusp of transformation, capable of becoming absolutely anything. The discs is the culmination of the combination of all the elements. Its potential is unlimited, right? And that princess energy is just so profound and beautiful and able to blossom in such incredible, intense energy, right? It's Diana. It's Hecate, right? Real beautiful, profound energy. And when we see this energy of the princess, we need to recognize that we have to nurture it. We have to take responsibility and help guide and raise and comfort and provide loving care for that princess, right? All of this power and all of this potential can only be actualized in the receptive mode of love and understanding, right? The princess's growth is dependent upon that nurture. And if it you can't nurture that energy, then she will not grow. And that is worse than you can imagine. That's a crime, right? Think about it. That's a crime. It's a crime to not nurture the princess when you see her. So this is that energy we want to think of. And when I was thinking on her and this earth and recognizing that this is a new blossom, a new beauty, a new engagement, a new perception of reality, a remodeling of the old into something new, into that future. And recognizing that, right, the princess is the one who blooms, right? She grows into the future. Maybe she becomes the queen. Maybe she becomes the empress. Maybe she becomes the knight. Maybe she becomes the emperor. Maybe she transcends us all and becomes the universe itself, right? Her potential is unlimited, and it is her will which will project her. And it's beautiful energy, right? So we want to embody that princess, embrace the new, be in that transformational energy, and go with the flow. And I wanted to read for you a really beautiful poem about one of these goddesses, these virginal goddesses, the nymph, Alcyone. And Alcyone is a nymph of the Pleiades, and it comes to us from the Thessalian tradition. And this is a poem written by Archibald Latman. It's called Alcyone. In the silent depths of space, immeasurably old, immeasurably far, glittering with a silver flame through eternity, rolls a great and burning star with a noble name, Alcyone. In the glorious chart of heaven, it is marked the first of 7. 'Tis a Pleiad, and 100 years of earth with their long forgotten deeds have come and gone. Since that tiny point of light, once a splendor fierce and bright, had its birth in the star we gaze upon. It has traveled all that time, thought has not a swifter flight, through a region where no faintest gust of life comes ever, but the power of night dwells stupendous and sublime, limitless and void and lonely, a region mute with age and peopled only with the dead and ruined dust of worlds that lived eternities ago. Man, when thou dost think of this and what our earth and its existence is, the half blind toils since life began, the little aims, the little span, with what passion and what pride and what hunger fierce and wide thou dost break beyond it all, seeking for the spirit unconfined in the clear abyss of mind, a shelter and a peace majestical. For what is life to thee, turning toward the primal light, with that stern and silent face, if thou canst not be something radiant and august as night, something wide as space? Therefore, with a love and gratitude divine, thou shalt cherish in thine heart for sign a vision of the great and burning star, immeasurably old, immeasurably far, surging forth its silver flame through eternity, and thine inner heart shall ring and cry with the music strange and high, the grandeur of its name, Alcyone. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful, right? Draw down that star, engage with that princess energy, give birth to the new and be amazed in the beauty. All right. Let us now turn to our Ganapati Ganesha oracle. We are going to ask Ganapati, that divine child to come, the bringer of joy, the guardian of beginnings, the master of the threshold, and the Lord of the spirits, to inspire us. What is the message, Ganapati? And ensure our words get heard by those who need to hear them. Today's message is harmony. Harmony. Learning to move and flow, to transform and change and adapt and go, right? To make music. The key to harmony is contrast and color. What do you add to the song? And do you play along? Are you in time? Are you in key? Are you following the rhythm? Are you adding something musical? Do you sing when it is your turn to stand out? Right? Harmony. Beautiful. Take that time to think on this and to engage in motion and in dance and to think about where the future guides you and how you can move and flow. When they talk of the true will, what they really speak of is harmony. To enact one's true will is to move in a way that is truly in flow with the universe. It is to harm none, right? It is to do what you were meant to do and to move in grace, to treat everyone as a star. All right, let's continue. Thank you, Ganapati. We're going to start today with Christopher Marlowe. Dr. Faustus. All right, muses. Well, before I begin, for those of you not aware, the sortes is a form of bibliomancy, that is divination through literature. It comes to us from the Greco-Roman tradition. And we invoke the goddesses, the spirits of inspiration, the muses, and we ask them to guide our hand and to send us a message through the text. So muses, what is the inspiring message from Marlowe? What is the message? All right. But if it like your grace, it is not in my ability to present before your eyes the true substantial bodies of those deceased princes, which long since are consumed to dust. Excuse me, pardon me. But if it like your grace, it is not in my ability to present before your eyes the true substantial bodies of those deceased princes, which long since are consumed to dust. Reminder that all that dies returns to dust, right? From dust we came, and to dust we shall go. And even if we live forever in a sense of that perceiver, right? The body itself goes through the cycles of transformation, you know? Interesting. Let us continue. Hermann Hesse, Narcissus and Goldman. All right, muses. What is the message from Hermann Hesse? Inspire us this evening. I know many things now. I also suddenly knew that I could no longer remain in this house, not for another day. I'm going as soon as night falls. I know many things now. I also suddenly knew that I could no longer remain in this house, not for another day. I'm going as soon as night falls. As soon as night falls and there's a transition, right? As soon as there's that flipping of the poles, recognize this is a call to action into movement. This is a message for some of you who need to hear this. You know, you need to reflect on your own life. Do you need to move? Are you trapped? The trap is of your own design. The message is get out. Go as soon as the night falls. As soon as the opportunity presents itself, you got to get out. Embrace that flow and that transformation. Wow. Okay, let's continue. Dante, the Divine Comedy. Muses, what is the message from Dante? Inspire us this evening. If I could describe how the pitiless eyes of Argus fell asleep on hearing of Syrinx, the eyes whose long vigil cost so dear, like a painter working from a model, I would show how I went to sleep, but let whoever can depict slumber. If I could describe the pitiless eyes of Argus, fell asleep on hearing of Syrinx, the eyes whose long vigil cost so dear, like a painter working from a model, I would show how I went to sleep, but let whoever can depict slumber. Wow. So Argus, remember, is that many-eyed monster cyclopean being, right? 100-eyed Argos, who is destined to always spy. And what they're saying is like the pitilessness, even after when they can finally rest their eyes, it's like after all of that watching, what does it mean to rest? Right? Wild to think on. Interesting. After you made such sacrifice and then you find out it's not even worth it. Oh. Wow. All right. It also makes me think of people who are really involved deeply in an ideology, like a religion, Imagine you devote your life to something only to find out that it is abusive and that you've given yourself over to something that was vile, or that was a lie. Right? To have that veil pulled out from you and to recognize, that's the irony of that with Argo. His 100 eyes. Let's continue. Goethe, Faust. All right, Muses. What is the message from Goethe? Inspire us this evening. He sleeps. Well done, my boys, my dapper crew. You lulled him to a drowsy rendezvous. Take for this concert, pray, my cordial thanks. A pretty man to bind the Lord of Hell. Sink him in dreams, bemuse him with your pranks. Submerge in seas where fancy sway and swell. And now to break the threshold's magic spell, a tooth of brother rat would serve me well. No lengthy conjuration shall I need. I hear one rustle near, and he shall heed. Wow. We're seeing the devil's magic on full display. He sleeps. Well done, my boys, my dapper crew. You've lulled him to a drowsy rendezvous. Take for this concert, pray my cordial thanks. A pretty man to bind the Lord of Hell. Sink him in dreams, bemuse him with your pranks. Submerged in seas where fancy sway and swell. And now to break the threshold's magic spell, a tooth of brother rat would serve me well. No lengthy conjuration shall I need. I hear one rustle near, and he shall heed. When I think of that kind of animals, the rats, the mice, the frogs, the bugs, this is all deep mystery magic, right? All related to drugs and Dionysus. A tooth of brother rat would serve me well. Bemuse him. What does the magic do? It puts you in a dream. It puts you in a trance. It bemuses you. It lulls you, right? Sink him in dreams, bemuse him with your pranks, submerged in seas where fancy sway and swell, right? Just enough suffering and love to keep him occupied. For those with ears to hear, let's continue. Byron. All right. Selected poetry and letters. Muses, what is the message from Lord Byron? Inspire us this evening. The beings of the mind are not of clay. Essentially, immortal they create, and multiply in us a brighter ray, and more beloved existence, that which fate prohibits to dull life in this our state of mortal bondage by these spirits supplied. First exiles, then replaces what we hate, watering the heart whose earthly flowers have died, and with a fresher growth, replenishing the void. The beings of the mind are not of clay. Were we just not talking about unto dust? And from the dust you make the clay that molds and becomes the man, right? We are now getting deep into biblical imagery here, into, wow. Essentially immortal. The beings of the mind are immortal, right? They are without form. They create and multiply in us a brighter ray. They exist on the light, beings of light, and more beloved existence. They have a more beloved existence, not being bound to that physicality, that which fate prohibits to dull life. We, by fate, are prohibited and bound to life. In this our state of mortal bondage, by these spirits supplied, Who supplies us with the bondage? The beings of the mind, the daimones. First exiles, then replaces what we hate. It saves us, and then it gives us another monster to fight. Watering the heart whose early flowers have died. Watering the heart whose flowers have died. And with a fresher growth replenishing the void. And the cycle repeats. With ever new and ever changing experience. But is it real? Or is it just a daimonic invention? All right. Much to think on. Let us continue. 10 Plays by Euripides. All right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Euripides? Inspire us this evening. Loose her, I command you, before somebody is sorry. Untie the ropes that bind her hands together. Loose her, I command you, before somebody is sorry. Untie the ropes that bind her hands together. How beautiful is this sortes? Loose her, I command you, before somebody is sorry. This immediately makes me think of the goddess Nemesis. Justice in its vengeful form. If you do not loose her who has been imprisoned without justice, if you do not untie the ropes that bind her, you will pay. And I think this is about connecting to our feminine, right? This is an internal struggle that we all have to engage with. And it's beyond the physical. This is something far deeper. When I speak of the feminine, I speak of something that is transcendent and divine, something that we all must wrestle with and contend with, that mother, that creatrix energy. And we must all embody that energy and confront it at different points in our life. And we are all being told that we must let her loose. And this is the time to confront this energy. No longer should she be imprisoned and held within something that is relegated to the back. No. That's our transformation that's coming, I think. Interesting. All right, let's go. Boccaccio. All right, muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Boccaccio? But as perchance all may not be of the same opinion, I am minded without deviating from the prescribed order to acquaint you with that which thereby befell a certain night. But as perchance all may not be of the same opinion, I am minded, without deviating from the prescribed order, to acquaint you with that which thereby befell a certain night. Okay, there's so much going on here that could easily be missed, right? All may not be of the same opinion, right? So this is a story of which there are multiple perspectives and there is nuance, right? This is a story that requires understanding, but that is immediately set aside, right? I am minded, without deviating from the prescribed order, to acquaint you with that which thereby befell a certain night. I am minded to follow the prescribed order, and I only tell you that one perspective, right? I am only giving you a very narrow viewpoint. This means in order to glean the truth of the situation, you have to read between the lines and you must seek out other perspectives, because that consensus, that minded opinion that doesn't deviate from the prescribed order is not the truth. It is merely the prescribed order. Wild. It is, think about this. True reason comes from the accepting of multiple perspectives and the refining and consideration, through that application of logic. You can't do that if you're just following the prescribed order. Recognize when people tell you that there's a prescribed order and there's a difference of opinion, that you have to read between the lines here, that there's more at play. Why is there a prescribed order? What is gained from a prescribed order? All right, let us continue. We're now going to go to the poems of W.B. Yeats. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Yeats? Inspire us this evening. Maiden, come forth. The woods keep watch for thee. Within the drowsy blossom hangs the bee. 'Tis morn. Thy sheep are wandering down the vale. 'Tis morn. Like old men's eyes, the stars are pale, and through the odorous air, love dreams are winging. 'Tis morn. And from the dew-drenched wood, I've sped to welcome thee with sweet singing. Wow. We are seeing Diana Artemis on full display. That divine maiden. Maiden, come forth. The woods keep watch for thee. The woods keep watch for whom? She of the woods, Diana. With the drowsy blossom hangs the bee. The blossom in the Greek, the anthos, is a synonym for the virgin. And the bee is the symbol of Diana. Her priestesses, her priests are called the worker drones. 'Tis morning, thy sheep are wandering down the vale. Right? Her flock. 'Tis morn, like old men's eyes, the stars are pale, and through the odorous air, love dreams are winging. 'Tis morn, and from the dew-drenched wood, I've sped to welcome thee with sweet singing. Because there's a transformation with the morn, right? With the morn, Diana is no longer present. And you see also that moment of the twilight, right? The birth of Venus, when that Luciferian energy is at its most profound, is right at that sunrise, right at that transformational moment when night becomes day, right? When you can perceive that middle path in that divine unity and reform that being, that phonies, right? Wild. Let's continue. All right. I think we're going to actually hop to our tarot proper. The sorties got away with me today. It was a lot of fun. Okay. I don't want to take too long and take away from my dear friend Ammon's live stream that will be happening right after this. So before I begin my tarot, though, please, everyone, give me a like and a subscribe. It really does make a big difference. It boosts everything in the algorithm. And if you're at all interested in a private reading, please reach out and send me a message. You can find me at snappydts@gmail.com, or you can message me on the Myth and Lore Discord, Snappy or Lady Snappy. All right. All right, let's continue. We are going to use our Thoth Tarot of Lady Frida Harris and Aleister Crowley. And we are going to invoke Kronos and ask them to dissect our life, to cut it up and put it on the plate, to explore our presence and show us how we can rise above the fray, how we can best move and flow, and how we can actualize our true will. And as always, the center card is the most important card. And today's center is Princess of Cups. How beautiful, how beautiful. So many princesses, so much beautiful energy coming in, so much loving, joyful energy coming in. The Princess of Cups is that beautiful child in that suit of cups, in that water, the water of water, the generator of generations, that life force, that pure, abundant, emotive joy, right? Incredible, beautiful energy. And we've talked so much about the princesses, right? That energy that must be nurtured, that has the potential to expand and become the totality of the universe. But we must rise to the occasion and take responsibility. She must be nurtured and loved. Let's continue. Interesting. This is an energy that has been carrying for quite some time. We've been seeing this over the last few days. The failure. That energy of expansion, building upon that success, the Six of Discs. This is the failure to expand, to build upon your success, right? What we're seeing here is the Tower is built erratically. The Three is inverted. It is doomed to fall. But we need to recognize that this failure, right? This is a failure of the past. And this is a failure of expansion. The success is still present. The Six is still here. We can reform and try again. The Tower has not fallen. It is merely not able to expand. Let us continue. The work. Wow. We're seeing so much parallel energy from the other day. Work energy. Working energy is all about doing what is necessary to build, to transform, right? This is that energy that is needed to build and construct the foundation, to do and to transform. What I'm seeing here is that in order to get to this child, in order to rise to the occasion and to take care of her and to do what is necessary, we need to embody this energy of work, of continuing to build. We need to overcome the failure and persist in spite of the failure. Continue to try, continue to build upon our successes, right? To regroup and try again for her sake, if not for ours, right? Profound energy, deep energy. Interesting center, right? Let's see where this is going. Beautiful. Connected to that princess at the top of our square, we have the Hierophant, Hera energy, Taurus in Venus, right? Beautiful, beautiful energy. That energy of the mother goddess in earth, that long plan unfolding over generations, right? That practical magic, that authority, right? Really interesting energy. And what we're seeing here is that this princess energy is connected to this Hierophant, to this great mother, this one who is that power unto herself, right? That Hera. Interesting. Wow. Because we can see here, when you look at this card, don't be fooled by the person who is acting. Look to the energy of the mother embodied here, right? Hathor. What is this person but the divine child, the star embodied? But they are operating and they are worshiping that embodied star on earth that they've drawn down, that statue, right, of Hera, of Artemis. Beautiful energy, right? And this is about engaging in that divine performance of being the priest or the priestess. Interesting. Connecting to the child, I'm seeing that part of the raising of this child, part of the engagement of the child is teaching her the ways of the great mother, right? Interesting. Wow. There's a victory here. There's an incredible success and power. This energy, this embodying of the feminine in earth, right? This becoming the priest or priestess of the great mother. This is a passion and this is a success. This is a successful engagement, right? The 6 of Wands. The 6 is the most balanced number, right? It is the middle path. And we're seeing that in the suit of Wands. That's that profound passion, the pursuit of passion, of desire. This is success, victory, right? In that love and connection, in that fire. And the success comes from the embodiment of the priest or priestess, the one who worships and acts on behalf of that mother, that Hera, that Hathor. Let's continue. Yeah. What this is about, what we're seeing here in connection to this energy is that while we are connecting to this through the passion, what I'm seeing here is that many of us are successful in embodying this energy through our love and our devotion and through that passion, But there's another element that must come into play. And that is the focus, where our mind is going, how we perceive this, and how we engage with that hierophantic, that Hera energy, right? We need a new perspective here. In order to fully unfold this victory, the success, in order to embody this priest energy, we have to reimagine this energy and think about this in a new light. When I draw this Hierophant, people are shocked when I mention her, even though she's right there at the feet. They're all blinded by the man. And they all think about the earlier images of this card, which are often of the male priests. And they have such a negative connotation, And even Hera herself, right? As that feminine authority has such a negative connotation. But this energy is far more complicated, and there's far more at play, And there's more than just that Christian image, right? This is an ancient image in which they are trying to usurp, right? They're trying to embody for the purposes of power. That alone should tell you how powerful this image is. The fact that it persists in spite of its pagan roots, right? The Hierophant is still here. The Pope wears a dress of the Galloi. So I think this is about learning to accept this energy and to connect to that tradition and embody that tradition and be this teacher from that feminine Hera line. All right. Let's continue. Wow. Connected to the Princess of Cups, we have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is the absolute loving mother, the perfected shoulder to cry on, right? The one who is always there to provide and to offer that emotional support, who is that provider, the nurse, the lover of children, the mother, right? In her most watery and emotional energy. Seeing her connected to the child is so beautiful. This mother and daughter reflect one another, right? They reflect one another. The princess is an outgrowth of the daughter here. That's beautiful. And in many ways, the child does reflect the mother, but not always in spirit, right? This is in spirit. This is beautiful energy. Profound, deep connection and loving connection, right? And now we're seeing it's not enough to connect to this princess energy, to this child. We must also engage with the mother, right? Let's see where this is going. Where's the queen? What's her connection in this? Wow, the queen is coming quick. Communication, passion, movement, swiftness. Eight of Wands, I always think of the power of Mercury, right? That message that flies quickly. This is telling me that there is going to be a passionate connection, a meeting, and it is moving quicker than we think. This energy is coming in fast, and we must be prepared for this powerful energy coming in. Where's this going? Wow. Wow. What we're seeing is not only one princess, but two. But two. This is so much power, so much potential, so much loving energy, so much growth. And through this fiery, passionate connection to this loving queen, we produce the princess. And this is a princess of fire, right? This is an energy that is reflecting the mother in a different light, right? This energy now is that princess that is of that fiery, inspiring energy, if that beauty that transcends and calls others to her. Same potential to become the universe, same power to grow, but in that fire, in that beauty, in that artistic, creative sense. This child, the cup, is that emotional, loving communicator, the one who flows, the one who moves and connects to all, right? Beautiful, loving energy. And reflective of the mother. Interesting. Wow, so much potential, so much power, right? So much. Just amazing beauty. When I think of the Princess of Cups, I think of Helen, right? I think of Helen in many ways. The one who is wanted and occluded and veiled. And when I think of the Princess of Wands, I think of Medea. I think of Medea, right? Passionate, fiery, transformative energy that goes where her heart directs her. No matter where, no matter how harsh, right? All right, let me flip and let's take a look at our full spread. But before I do, please, once again, give me a like and a subscribe. And if you're at all interested in a private reading, reach out, snappydts@gmail.com, or you can find me on the Myth and Lore Discord, Snappy or Lady Snappy. All right, let's take a look. So here we go. Let's start here. This failure, this inability to build upon your success is changing, right? There's a new passionate fire that is coming in. And it is coming in quick. We have the 6 and then we have the 8. There is fire and there is movement. right? And this is going to lead to a reaction with this failure. It's almost a result of the failure in some sense. This is a new inspiration and a renewed engagement. This is us reacting to the failure with that fiery passion and determination to succeed. And the success is present. The movement is present. This is changing. This energy is going quickly. Beautiful. I love to see that. I love to see that. Our princess, right? Our princess is connected to this mother, that queen of cups, right? This beautiful pair that comes together and reflects one another in loving harmony. And they're engaged here because of this great mother energy, In order to connect to them, in order to embody them and to embrace this powerful energy, we must embody this hierophantic energy. We must connect to that great mother and be that priest, priestess, teacher, right? That one who goes into that flow and of that energy and embodies this energy, right? And this is profound energy that can also signal marriage, connection, right? That traditional relationship, mother and child. Wow. Beautiful, profound energy. Now we go here to our work, right? This new perspective and this new way of seeing things and this ability to continue to change and to pursue and to work is going to lead also to the birth of this Princess of Wands, right? This is an assured victory. This is an assured victory, right? These princesses are coming in to our life. It's already guaranteed. We just must persist in the work, and we have to try and see things from that hierophantic perspective, from that great mother perspective, as a result of the cycles, as fated, as a part of that unfolding of the weave, right? This is about learning to accept fate, to engage with it, but also to continue on the path, right? And just because things are fated and we're seeing this profound change and this loving princess energy coming in, doesn't mean we don't have to do the hard work of nurturing, of taking responsibility, right? This is the key here. To overcome the failure, to bring in the success, the victory, and to really embody these princesses, we must do the hard work necessary to raise them, necessary to care for them, right? And remember, the Three of Discs, it implies the totality of all of the elements, not merely the earth, as some people like to think. The earth is the air, the fire, and the water, right? Coming together. That means we are providing them with everything they need: emotional support, loving passion, connection, that education and intellect, everything the child can need, you must give them through your work. And you have to understand this and start to see things from this different perspective, from this perspective of the Hierophant, of this unfolding of the cycles, and of this doing of the work necessary to bring this to fruition, right? Remember, the Hierophant and the priestess energies, the goddess energies, they don't operate the same way as that Hermes magician energy, okay? The Hermes energy is all about manifesting my will now. It's not how the goddess tends to operate. Her power unfolds like a weave through her creation, through generation, through communion, through connection, through kinship building, through the family, right? It's all about this doing the work and being in that connection, being connected to nature and going with the flow, right? The Hierophant not only goes with the flow, they divine the flow, right? They can see it clearly and they can speak with authority because of her, right? She is that torch that shines a light onto him. Okay. And then last, if you can change your perspective, this is all changing quickly. The passion, the victory is here. This child is coming. These children are coming, right? This queen is coming. We just need to do the work and push on in spite of this failure. You know, when I'm getting the sense of this failure again is a reflection upon the past, right? This is us reflecting upon other times we tried to build, other times we tried to maybe connect in this way, right? And our tower didn't succeed. And now we've come to the plateau again, and we have this opportunity again. And we are wondering, what is the difference here? Whoa, the difference is huge. The difference is ridiculous, right? The difference is this is fate. This is the unfolding of law. This is a divine connection. This is victory and passion, right? This is coming in hot and is here. Don't let your past hold you back. Do the work necessary, right? Reflect upon those failures and see where you came up short so that you don't do it again, right? And take responsibility and nurture these princesses. Love this queen, you know, connect to that energy. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's the energy, everyone. The message is do the hard work, nurture the princess, right? See things from a new perspective, embody that Hierophant. See things in that long-term perspective. Do the work that's necessary, the disciplined action, the daily worship, right? Beautiful. Love it. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. That was so much fun. And we'll end today with one final sortes. We'll go back to William Butler Yeats. Okay. Muses, what is the message from Yeats? Inspire us this evening. Why does my heart beat so? Did not a shadow pass? It passed but a moment ago. Who can have trod in the grass? What rogue is night wandering? Have not old writers said that dizzy dreams can spring from the dry bones of the dead? And many a night it seems that all the valley fills with those fantastic dreams. They overflow the hills, so passionate is a shade, like wine that fills to the top, a gray-green cup of jade, or maybe an agate cup. Wow. Why does my heart beat so? It beats so for that profound flow. Rhea Sibylle, that great mother. Beautiful. All right, everyone, that's the message. Thank you for joining me, and I hope I will see you again tomorrow for more live tarot and sortes. Until then, peace and love. Take care.